Not the cloud. All right. We are officially recording. All right. So tonight, we had Ashley that wanted to talk about organization, and then Tiffany and I wanted to talk. Well, we have three things we want to talk about, but we're going to break it up into the next three team hangouts. So one of them is the incentive program. I think we're going to do that in 2 weeks. We're going to talk about tracking that because you still have plenty of time to do that. We want to see where you are and what you're doing. The next thing is sponsoring. We want to hit hot and heavy on that because in order for you to earn the incentive, you have to have those sponsoring points. So you can have all the PRV and all the things that you want, but if you don't have those sponsoring points, you're not going to get those incentives. And there was one more thing. What was it? Club. Was it club? Yes. No?
No, I don't think it was club.
All right, hold on.
But that's a good topic. We need to add that.
Okay, we'll add that. Let me look. Let's see what you messaged me today. That
Sponsoring,
sponsor
incentive, frontline maybe.
Oh, I'm looking at what you sent me. I don't remember, and I should have wrote it down.
I should have put these topics in my planner, but I haven't done that yet.
You should have. Oh, holiday special. Like getting
yeah.
holiday special. Okay. All right. So Ashley is on here. So let's start out with organization. Tell us what you wanted to know a little bit about organization.
Okay, so the first thing that I have a problem with is I don't know if it's my phone or not, but whenever you guys post those planners for the calendars, like I cannot print them off of my phone to my printer. Like it won't let me print it, and it says I have to have like glossy paper or something whenever I go to print it. I'm not really sure what's going on, and I don't know if anyone else prints using a phone, but if you do, can you tell me what's going on?
Wait, so it's the calendar that has like the daily task, right?
Yeah, and it has like the like when you can do certain things, like what day you focus on what thing, and I can't get it to print.
I've never really printed one of those out. I've always just saved them and looked at them.
Okay.
I don't know why it would be telling you to do glossy print though.
I know. I can't really get it to, I don't really understand it because if I don't have it like right in front of me, like a hard copy, I'm gonna forget about it.
Right.
And I have like so many photos in my phone right now. Like I have no organization.
Can you email it to you and then check your email and print from your email?
Yeah, I've tried doing that and it still tells me the same thing. I don't really know what's going on. I don't know if it's like
I'll give it a test try. Let me see.
It sounds like it might be like the printer settings, like what your paper is set as.
Well, it says whenever I go to load the tray, it says I can only load the paper that I have in it. Like if I run out of paper, it's like you can only load such and such paper. And then when I load it with that paper, it's like, oh, okay, it's all good. So I don't know. Like I haven't messed with any settings or anything. I've just kept it the same. And I don't know.
Let's see.
It's like really frustrating, like super, super frustrating.
Let Tiffany try it and see what happens to her. Are you trying it, Tiffany?
Yeah. Hold
The
on.
type of printer I have is a, let me see, someone asked what type of printer I have. Let me see what it is. Oh, it's like a cheapo one from like Walmart. It was like $80. A Canon. I have a Canon one.
I have an HP. That may make a difference.
That's what I'm wondering, if it's just the type of printer it is.
Is it the, yeah, is that like a photo printer?
I mean, I'm not sure if it is. It's probably made for that since it's a Canon, but I guess I didn't really pay attention when I got the printer. So I'm not really sure if, because I can print my receipts out perfectly fine. I have no issue printing out my receipts for, you know, like the business receipts that I need, or even customer ones. So it's like really puzzling to me.
Yeah. I wonder if it's like a printer that you
Print pictures.
print pictures with, and that's why it's telling you to put glossy.
That's what I'm wondering. That's probably what it is. Of course I
Yeah,
would.
I think it's that because it just printed for me, like the one from this month.
See, yeah, it won't do that for me. It won't print.
I think you may have a picture one.
Yeah.
Take a picture of it and then we'll Google it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. It's just like,
No, it's okay. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure
because
it out.
those would be like really helpful because if I have a hard copy, like at nighttime, I sit down and I try to keep things organized at night because I have a rambunctious 2-year-old that's playing with my oil diffuser right now, and she's everywhere. So throughout the day, it gets crazy and hectic, and I'm answering all of these questions. And I guess that's another thing that I have a hard time with is like whenever people ask me throughout the day, like I'm trying to balance answering questions for people, and some people are needing to like do their orders right now because this is the only time they have, or they found the time to actually order. And I'm not really sure how to like keep a balance with like doing that and taking care of like housework and like I don't know how to keep things like separate but also be able to do them together.
Like organized. And thank you, Elizabeth. Elizabeth is going to mail you a hard copy.
Oh, you're the best. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You just need to give her your address.
Get some stuff together.
So it's kind of balancing life along with Cincy. I mean, I can kind of speak to that a little bit because, I mean, I do a whole lot. I have a full-time job. I work 7:30 to 4:30 Monday through Friday. I also am a Weight Watchers coach that I do with that. And I'm also very active in my church. I'm in the choir, so I have choir practice on Wednesday night and stuff, and church on Sunday. So you really have to take time for your Scentsy business. I mean, work it whenever you can. And I know Tiffany will agree to this. When she was working, the nurse, you know, we would do things, you know, she would do her business in the bathroom and I would do my business in the bathroom, you know, and I've been really blessed that I've been able to, you know, have my own office now at work when I'm there during the day, but I'm also, you know, super busy doing all the things. So I have a happy planner. If I didn't have a happy planner, I would go absolutely crazy. I have a Excel spreadsheet that I keep up with you guys on. I started
Right here.
last year when I hit
Look at me.
director was in September of last year, so it's been a year when I hit director. And when I did that,
Aria.
I was getting a lot of people on the team. I had like 50 people on our team. And y'all know me. Y'all know how I lead. Even Tiffany's team knows how I lead. I lead totally from the heart. I love every single one of you as if I sponsored every single one of you. And I just feel like I'm like a mother hen. I want to help you get to the very tip top of this business. And I mean, that's just something that's in my heart. So I made an Excel spreadsheet to keep me organized, to keep up with everybody. And then we just started growing and growing and growing and growing. And literally I looked a while ago and we already have 247 people on our team. Like we've grown 3 or 4 just today. So that was getting to be a lot. And I kind of understand now when people talk about, because I always said, no, I'm going to keep up with everybody. I'm going to keep up with everybody and know who's on everybody's team. And I literally cannot do that anymore. So I have a spreadsheet for my front line because those are the people that are personally sponsored and they're responsible for their team. So you know, I'm really kind of focused in and honed in on my front line and working with them because I think being, you know, close to them and working with them, that helps me to where I can reach out further down, you know, to people that are not my actual sponsors. So if I didn't have that spreadsheet to keep up with things with, that would drive me crazy. But in my planner, I have a lot of trackers because I have Tiffany and I both have the regular paper size Happy Planner, and she bought me a hole punch so we could keep up with things and print things out and put them in there, and that's helped me out tremendously as far as like making daily tasks and weekly tasks and keeping up with the incentive. I also do a monthly tracking of my whole team, my whole business. And I do that, every month, and then that goes into a year. So it's just how
And
it,
you track annual mentor and annual sales because
yeah,
those two are really important for you this year too.
yeah, I got an annual mentor tracker. I got an annual sales tracker. It's just things that you have to do. But the most important thing that you need to realize about doing it is you have to make it a routine. Okay.
Yeah.
You don't, if it's not something that you consecutively look at, you're going to fall way behind and you're going to get super overwhelmed. And I talked to, when was it? Yesterday, or day before yesterday, I had a Zoom with Tiffany and Anna Watson and Jen Brandt. And those are like our 4 people. We call ourselves Power Quad because we are each other's accountability partner. Tiffany is my person, 100% my person, but we have these 4 that we kind of brainstorm with and everything. And I went online and I showed them the Excel spreadsheet and the way I keep up with my systems. I don't mind doing that. If you guys want a team training on that, I don't mind showing you guys how I keep up with my mind physically on the computer. But if you don't keep up with it, then it's going to be a struggle for you, and burnout will be really, really real if you don't have it organized. So I totally understand you wanting to be organized, but you got to learn that fine line between family, work, and I don't have kids, and that's, my kids are grown. Katie's 26 years old and she's my baby, but my kids are like grown, but I feel like I'm going all the time. I feel like I'm doing stuff all the time. And if it's not one thing, it's with another, as far as doing my business or, other things that I have to do, household. Everybody's responsible for their household, so you just have to find that time that's going to work for you. I know Tiffany does a different time schedule because she has kids, and maybe she can speak more to that, with the kids and her schedule.
Yeah, so like for me, like daily, it honestly depends on what I have to do because like Ellie has school early in the morning, so I take her and I drop her off. Eli will have speech or he'll have OT. Tegan will have physical therapy. I'll go get Ellie. Travis is gone. Travis works 15 like hour shifts at max, like 4 to 5 days a week. So honestly, it depends. And it's okay for you to say like, today I need to do all of this first, and then this is going to be the 1 hour that I work. I work normally when my kids sleep. That's just what works for me. Travis is dying back there. Sorry. Literally he's dying. He said, I'm sorry. But I do work really heavy when my kids sleep just because that's when it's uninterrupted. And I know like when I first moved down here to Greenville, because the way that I worked in West Virginia, I was like very secluded. And it was very hard for me to like want to work just because I wasn't around people, and I'm a very big people person. So now, like when I was up there, I didn't want to work, and that habit kind of like trickled down when we moved to Greenville. And I had like a really serious conversation with Michelle, and I was like, look, like it's going to be really hard for me to get out of this habit of like not holding my babies when they nap, because that's what I want to do. I said, but I have to learn that like I need to put them down and I need to work in this hour, because if I don't, my future is going to suffer and I'm not going to be able to stay at home with them. So that hour really will do a lot of work, like a lot of benefit for you. So just make it very like intentional though. Like don't just make samples in that hour. Like you can do that when they're awake. Like do something where you're like on the phone doing coaching calls, or you are like doing something with PRV, entering orders, making live videos, like something like that. So then when your baby is awake, you can spend like intentional time with him and you can do chores around the house.
Yeah, that's what I try to do. Like whenever my baby goes to sleep, because she's gonna be 2. And I usually like when she goes to sleep, like I did a training for my recruit. Like I'm a lead consultant and she's actually a lead underneath me. She usually um has but she's not really I guess you could say like coaching her. So I'm taking on hers as well as mine. Plus I've had a lot of people asking about joining this month. And I've been pushing really hard for it, but it seems like every time they back out. And whenever they're sleeping, that's when I do a lot of my like recruiting. And then I've been pushing Sensi Club hard because
Yeah.
my parties are starting to run out. And I'm wanting to at least be able to get active at least every other month and then try to reach my 500 PRV if possible, because I'm looking to recruit more people. And I'm actually I'm like struggling with recruits. I have someone who said, well, I just want to buy the $100 kit and I want to start. So I'm hoping that's a promise and not just a back out. And I've had a lot of issues with that. I've also had a lot of issues with getting people to actually sign up for Sensi Club. I'm pushing hard for it. Um, and I also want my people to know what they're getting into. I'm not one of those people that doesn't like tell them everything. Like I want them to know like what they're getting into. Like, I'm very upfront. I tell everyone, like, if you're going to be a recruit, like, be ready to work. Because if I have recruits, I want them to come on and I want them to work. I don't want them to just kind of sit back and, like, think that this is an easy thing because it's really not. Like, I don't know how to keep my organization going to track who all has said about wanting to become a team member. I write it down, but I don't really have, like, an organization system because I literally on one of my pages, I have like one of my hostesses parties, but at the top I just have potential party host / potential teamie. And I wrote the name, but I don't have it like really, it's not really organized. It's not on a spreadsheet. It's not on anything. And
It's in your book. That's a start.
Yeah.
yeah.
Is it working for
so-
you?
If it's working for you, that's a system.
Don't change it.
I mean, it's yeah. I guess you could say it's working. I just my thing is I can be a little harebrained and I can forget things very easily because I'm so distracted with everything that I'm doing. And I actually forgot to write down the one teamie's name that is like, yes, I'm signing up in 2 weeks. I'm getting the $100 kit, and I'm like, I know who she is. Thank God, like I haven't forgot. But if I don't write it down soon, like I'm gonna do it right now, I will forget, like it's just things like that. Like I'm not really sure how to like keep myself like to remember things, and then when I have the chance to write it down, and not forget. Like I don't know if that makes sense or not.
You need to put it in the notes section, and then you need one of those sponsorings from Guide to Growth.
Yeah, I was
start off
definitely
with.
going to say put it in your phone because we live with this thing attached to us, so we just
Yes.
as soon as you think of something, write a note in your phone. I have so many notes in my phone, and then once I get back to, I have a notebook. I told Tiffany I was forgetting like so many orders, and it was crazy because I was getting them, and then I knew to order them, but then I would forget who I ordered them for and stuff, and I would take the order forms and write them out and everything, and I was like, you know what, that's not working for me. And some systems don't work for you, okay? So order forms don't work for me. So what worked for me was a notebook. So I literally have a notebook that I write in. I wish I had it up here. I should make Katie bring it to me. But I take a notebook and I write my all of my customers' names in there that orders. When they order, I write it in there. And then what I do is I order it and I write down in a different colored pen. Y'all saw my pens because I love all the colors. I write it down when I ordered it, the date I ordered it, and when it comes in and I deliver it, I take a yellow highlighter on that page and I write a big D on it. So I know that I'm done with that. But I can also follow up with that person. So that notebook, I literally carry that notebook with me everywhere.
I like that. That's actually really
And that
good.
really helps me. But if I don't have it, like right now, if somebody messaged me, like last night I was in the bed, I posted that Christmas bar thing and I was in the bed, and one of my friends messaged or commented on it that she wanted to get the Christmas bar special. So I was just like, okay, my notebook's downstairs getting ready for me to go to work today. So I literally just jotted her note down in my phone. And when I got up this morning and got to work, I wrote her name down and her information for my Christmas bag. So you have to have a system that works for you and something that you're going, that's going to fit your kind of lifestyle.
Yeah.
Felicia,
Felicia Rhodes is in here.
take your mic off and talk. You don't have
Seriously, why are you muted?
I know.
Felicia, I was gonna say, she just said I was actually going to. I have a party open where they want to do a group order, and I actually been hitting heavy on that as well because a lot of people, like in this party, it took off after I actually said about doing a big group order because of how cheap the shipping and tax will be if each person orders that way. And I actually told the person, I said, listen, I'm not trying to be pushy. I'm not trying to rush you to order. I said, if you can please just give me all of your information so I can enter it in, it'll keep me more organized. I won't forget what you're going to order.
Yeah.
And this way I can have it already placed under her party and it's ready to go so that when I have other people at different times who are wanting to order, I can enter their information in and not be so behind, which that actually does work for me with that. It's just like, I think I forgot like 2 people who wanted to host and I'm like racking my brain to remember who these people are. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, it's literally like, I feel like I have 2 people that I forgot who want to order, like, or do a party. I actually remembered the one and I'm like, oh, thank baby Jesus. But like, I don't remember the last one. Like, I was like, oh my God.
Just, yeah. Elizabeth put a good point too. She said that there's like a reminders app.
Oh,
So you can set reminders and then you can just type it in there so then you know.
Yeah.
that's awesome. I'm going to check into that because I actually, like for my parties for this month, I have 9 parties open. I'm going insane. I'm not even going to lie.
Why are you not?
I need that app.
And I literally like I had to do my post to set them to like schedule a post. If I didn't, I'd be like dying. And there was actually a party. They're like, we don't like how many posts are coming through. Like, can you stop? I'm like, well, I'm sorry. They're posted already. Like, I have it scheduled. I've got 9 parties open. I'm sorry. Like, I can stop posting as much in the party after the 8th, but I mean, this is going to keep me surviving and you guys will know what you can order and whatnot. Like, it kind of like, I didn't want to say anything to be mean or sound mean. I was just real straightforward and direct, but I'm just like, really? Like, I've never in my life, except for now, had somebody do that and tell me, like, oh, well, your organization shouldn't be so organized. Like, I don't know.
I love that.
I live by the reminders app. Like, I literally have my grocery list and then I have a different one for each thing. Like, and my sexy one is purple.
Thank you.
I love that.
I'm going to is that in the Google Play Store? Is that where you get it?
Well, I saw it's an automatic app on iPhone, so I'm not really sure where it's at.
Girl, I don't got an iPhone.
I went to the store. I mean, I got an iPhone, but I went to the store and it was on there. So,
Okay, well, I'll check my phone and see
yeah.
if I can get it in the Google Play. I hope.
Does it say any to-do list, calendar, planner, and reminders? Elizabeth?
Elizabeth, what's the app say?
Like, what's its name?
It says reminders.
Remind. That's what it is. That's what I found it under.
Okay, cool. So just look up reminders.
Well, I don't have an iPhone. I'm an Android person.
Me too.
So it's not all the same.
Google it. Hold on. We'll Google this.
Yeah.
It's probably the same thing, honestly. The only difference between an iPhone and Android is you don't have to pay for a lot of stuff.
Travis is looking. Hold on.
But you got to have
you,
something
Tiffany's
that you
husband.
keep track of, whether it's my notebook, whether it's Elizabeth's reminder app, you got to, or Felicia's where she has an open party and she go ahead and plugs the orders in there, as soon as she gets them or whatever. You got to have something like that to keep you, grounded and everything. And I think we have, like you can enter a customer in your Scentsy workstation, without like entering an order or anything like that, and put a little click on it that says potential host or potential recruit or something like that. You can do that and just enter a customer. We have a customer tab that you can just put their name in there for like future references, and you can add that on there. So all of that is included in your workstation where you can do that.
So do I
Amy
just
does that too.
Yeah.
It's called reminders, y'all, for Android. Literally, he just put it
Okay,
up on his
cool.
phone.
But
So
you
with that customer tab, do I just go under the like customer?
under
Like
contact. So if you're in your workstation, go under contacts,
oh,
and then you just add a new contact in there.
why have I not seen that? I'm on my workstation all the time.
Yes.
We're teaching y'all so much tonight. I love this.
And when you do that, it gives you, when you go to add a new contact, you put all of their information in just as if you were like entering their information to keep up with them. And it'll ask you, you know, if they're a potential, at the bottom it says customer guest, if they're a lead, prospective host, consultant, locator referral, if they subscribe to your newsletter, you know, PWS shopper. So there's a whole thing that you can do in there. And the good thing about this is if you put your customers in your workstation, you can send a mass email out to all of your customers. You just go in there, and if something new's coming or something, you know, that we're getting ready to do, the hockey warmers or something, you can click on all your customers in there and type one email under communication, and it'll send to every single one of them.
That is like such a game changer for me because
And you
I
can do it
have
from your
oh
phone.
my gosh.
Yeah, you can do it.
I have all of my look at this. I have all my customers wrote down like 1 page, 2 page.
Oh my God.
They're everywhere, and I'm like going insane. And I'm like, so I literally go through my Facebook, and what I do is I message them like literally like if there's like a new like limited time offer thing, I literally go to my Facebook and I message every person, copy that message, send it to the next person. But it's like it gets to be time consuming, and I'm like, how? I don't know what else to do. So
This
that's
is why you feel like you
don't.
don't have any time.
Well, that's why I'm asking you people, like, what do I do? Like,
Okay, so Michelle, who's gonna do the video on how to send an email to everybody? You want me or you?
It doesn't matter. You can do it if you want to. That'll be fine.
Okay.
okay, so that's what you guys were saying, like it's under the workstation, the email thing, because that's such a game changer for me, and like that's gonna like make my life so easy.
You can take out all those pages because it's saved everything that they've ordered too. So you don't even have to keep track of that. Like it knows what they've ordered.
Oh my god, because I'm like going insane here. Like I got them all wrote down. Like I literally write everyone down in my notes in this, and like I'm running out of space, y'all. And like
I'm running out of space.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. So it's just like, oh Michelle, I love you so much. Thank you.
You know I love you too. All right, Felicia, talk. I see you commenting over there, your electronics and stuff like that. Felicia is another star director. She is amazing. We love her to death. But she has a lot of good systems too. So we think a lot alike.
I don't need to talk. I was just here because I wanted to, I don't know, fill my cup.
But you have good ideas too. Yes, you have amazing ideas too. But I think doing the workstation and like
Well, yeah, so I try and utilize all the things that are already given to us. And when I say like I literally have an open party, if anyone messages me that they need something, it just goes in there. And if I have to hit like ship direct, every one of my customers knows like that's how I do it. So it's gonna ship once it's qualified. So you can referral or you can sit down and wait. And that's just kind of like how my customers know how I work, because if I write something down, chances are it's going to turn into a flower or a butterfly or something in the next day, because like my kids just take my crap and they have no decency or respect.
Yes,
and they
so
just color on everything. And you know, like I can't do it. And we live in a fifth wheels, like I just don't have the space that a lot of people do for like an office and organization. So I really have to keep it all digital, and I utilize Workstation, and it's just a good way to collect rewards. You could do mystery hostess, like however you want to get rid of those rewards. But that is like how I do it. If I have to write it down on a piece of paper, chances are that's going to the grave with me because it's not going to get ordered.
Yeah, that's what I do.
But I also have my iPad. I do everything off what's that app, baby?
Good Notes.
Good Notes. Thank you. And I have my planner in Good Notes. So I only use the full month thing, and I draw and write down, and like I have certain systems where I'll put like the host when she's going to start her party, and then I draw the line to where I'm going to end it. Those kinds of things, so that I'm not carrying around anything, and I can access it from my phone or from my iPad. And I just try and keep it like as simple as possible. And then obviously, we have our farm, so like anything that's farm related, I write it in red. Anything that's sensor related, I write it in purple. And then anything that's just like extra, I'll just pick a random color that makes me happy at the moment. But that's how I do it, because I swear if I have to write it down, it's not gonna last long.
Yeah, and everybody has different systems, so you need to find a system that is going to work for you. And the way you're talking, you literally use your phone a lot, so I think the Workstation is going to help you out tremendously. Setting up that party to be able to go ahead and put your orders in, and then also with your contacts and stuff, go ahead and plug them in there. And I know Caitlin uses Amy. Some people love Amy, so you can just do that. And then that reminder app is the bomb. I think I had it, Elizabeth, and I would get all of these, like there's this weird noise that's an alarm that goes off on my phone every once in a while, and I was like, what the world is that? And I look at it and it says Lizzie's medicine, and I was like, okay, I don't even know where that came from, but so evidently I've had it, I just haven't utilized it a lot. So but
I think I am gonna do the Workstation because I don't have a computer, and my like how oh my god, I forgot her name. She was just talking. That's terrible. Oh my god. She was saying like how if she writes it down, it's not gonna work for her.
Right.
And it like
yeah.
It works for me to a certain extent, but if I don't have it and I don't do it right now and I don't have the paper on hand, I'm gonna forget, because I do that all the time. So like I have my phone 24/7 with me, and it's honestly, I think I'm just gonna utilize that Workstation because I don't have anything else other than my phone to work off of. And I need to have that thing, like I need to have those apps to write everything down right at the moment. Like I really do.
I really do feel like the Workstation is very underutilized.
I didn't know you could do all that.
And especially when you're growing a team and everything, that is, you definitely need to learn reports and different things like that. You can build your own reports in there, so it's definitely something that's underutilized. I think it has a lot of advantages to it. And I recently, probably in the last year since I hit director, started using that contacts and the communication board to email out to my customers and even to my team. I know last month when they gave us grace, since he is still giving us grace since March, I reached out to every single person that had a will cancel mark beside their name on my report that have not been active. And I know since he's not canceling them, but I wanted to let them know. So everybody that had a check mark beside their name, I checked their name and I sent them a really quick email. It only took me to type it one time for all of those people that were on there. And I just sent it to every single person that was on my team, literally every person on my group, not on my team. Out of the 247 of us, I sent it to them. As the director of Senate Shells, I wanted them to know that they were still a consultant, that they were still given grace by Cincy, and this is the perfect time to relaunch their business and, you know, start back up and things. And believe it or not, I had several people reach out to me and was like, I can't even believe I'm still a consultant. I haven't had, you know, I had one lady that she was not, the last time she put in orders was last December, and she was so excited that she was still a consultant. She didn't know about it. So a lot of our teamies don't even know that, you know, since he's been giving them grace, they just assume that they've gone inactive, and they didn't even know that their business was still going. So I've had a couple of people actually reach out to me, and a lot of, I think 2 or 3 of them are actually active now, and they are actually doing some work and putting in some orders and stuff, and they didn't even know they were still a consultant. So, you know, that's something that I did with that communication board, and it was really easy just to go down the list and just hit a check mark, type that one email, and, you know, send it out to everybody that was on there. But
I have a quick question about the whole inactive whatever.
okay.
Okay, so I have a consultant that is pretty much, she's just going to step back for a little while. She's explained her situation to me, and I totally understand. Like, I wouldn't be able to deal with what she's dealing with right now. So, I told her, you know, that since he's been giving her grace and everything, even though she's been inactive, she did have that $42 come through this month, but that was from that pre-order from the NFL warmer. And I even tried to, you know, of course, I'm not going to just say, oh, okay, leave, you know, without trying to hold on to somebody. But I'm not going to push them either. If they can't do it, they just can't do it. There's no reason to keep pushing. So make a long story short, I let her know that she had, number one, she had no clue she had money on her pay card.
Right.
Like, she was like, okay, just shut me down. And I was like, so you want me to just shut out your $65 that you have sitting in your account too? And she was like, I guess so. And I was like, what do you mean you guess so? I was like, because if you don't want it, I'll take it. I was like,
yeah.
I was like, I'll take it. But anyhow, so she's going to take that, Michelle. But the question I have is, she does have product credit, but she wanted to know if she was like, can I just give it to somebody? And I was like, well, who do you want to give it to? And she was like, well, you. She was like, because you're my sponsor. Can I use her product credit?
No.
Mm-mm.
No, it's direct.
I didn't think, she was like, she said, she was like, I'll order all the stuff and have it shipped to you because it's asking me where I want it shipped to. And I was like, I don't know. I'll ask is what I told her.
I mean, she can order it, but you can't order it from her workstation. It's something.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
With her. And I mean, what she does with her product when she gets it, that's totally up to her. But you can't like take it and like put it on your workstation or whatever, you know, that.
Right. She would have to go in her workstation and just put my mailing address in or whatever.
Right. And I mean, if she wants to do that, she can, but she can hold on to it. She doesn't.
I've already told her that.
And she can
don't want it.
She could literally wait and see how long grace is going to be, because we don't know how long COVID is going to be. We don't know how long, you know, if it's going to flare back up again, and they're still going to give us grace and everything. And I really think with the new way that they're doing the if you're not active, you still get to stay active, but you lose your downline and you go back to certified with the new way that they're doing that. I think that I'm hoping that that's something that Cincy sticks with, and they don't lose a lot of people. I personally don't mind the people that are inactive on my page. I told you, you know, a couple of times already, I had somebody that was inactive all the way back from March. She hadn't been active since March, and, you know, in the past 2 months, she's been active plus, you know. So
I mean, I explained all this to her. I was like,
what's happening?
That's what I told her. I explained all of it to her. I was like, she was like, yeah, but I'm telling you, I'm done. I don't want to do it anymore. And I was like, okay. I was like, well, I'm just because when she told me everything, she was confused with something on the workstation. So she had me log in with her and, like, you know, walked me through what she was talking about. I was like, girl, you got money on your pay card. I was like, you've got $50 to some odd in product credit, you know, like that you can use in this Success Store or on regular product. She was like, she was like, I'm good. I was like, okay. I mean, she's one that made Shooting Star and everything. And I'm like, but I can't, you know, so I
We'll
told
talk
her, I
about
said,
her later. Maybe I'll send her a message if you don't mind.
yeah, I told her, yeah, I don't care. I told her that I would talk with y'all, that we had a team meeting tonight, and I would talk with y'all about it and see what y'all said. But I was like, if I was you, I would just keep it, because what if you are still active and you say, hey, I'm out of wax and I want wax for my own warmers that I got,
Yeah.
you know, and she's just like, I'm good. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So I just wanted to ask y'all that, because
Yeah, I might.
and like I'm
her.
sure y'all can see, I'm trying to rebuild my team, because some of the girls I did have are just, you know, either backing out or don't want to do it anymore. So I'm kind of rebuilding.
Yeah, that's something we're going to talk about next week, I think. We're going to talk about sponsoring, and you can't never get to a point where you're finished sponsoring. Okay, no matter, even if you're a superstar director, sponsoring and having those conversations is something that you're going to have for the rest of your life, because as soon as you think that you're comfortable and you have enough people that you've sponsored and you're okay with that, you're going to lose your business. Your business is going to die, because you're going to have those people on your team that's like Shauna, that are just like shooting star, hitting sensational start, and then all of a sudden they're just like, I'm done.
Yep.
I'm done. And we don't know what goes on in people's lives. We can't say what goes on in people's lives. So we just, you're going to have to deal with that. And the best way to do that is to keep sponsoring. So Tiffany, boss sponsor person over there,
Yeah, really.
she will be talking with us a lot about that next week. But I mean, that's just something that we have to continually do, is sponsor.
Right.
You can't never ever stop sponsoring. You need to have a minimum goal of 2 people that you sponsor each month, whether it's a reinstatement or whether it's somebody that you bless a kit with, or somebody that is going to either purchase the kit or earn the kit. However you do that with, you need to make sure that you need to do that.
Well,
new
I think
thing
it's
that
one thing to, speaking on sponsoring. Oh, sorry, but I think
you're
it's one thing to sponsor, but I think it's another thing to retain. So that's something that like really needs to be focused on, because I feel like we can teach you guys like how to sponsor. I mean, I can give you all the conversations in the whole world that I use. I literally use the same thing on every single person, but it's retaining them and knowing when their season is going to be. That's the thing that like needs to be trained on.
That's exactly what I was going to say, because I don't have an issue sponsoring people. I can sponsor them like crazy. And I don't think I really have an issue let me take that back. I didn't have an issue retaining them, but now, like I said, I was signed up for Cincy, and then I went inactive for a little while, due to some health issues and stuff. And coming back, it's like, we all know, like, sometimes you have to change stuff up because that's not working anymore, stuff like that, in which I have started doing it. And so now with the retaining situation, even with the sponsoring, my goal right now is, because I do need to rebuild my team, is I know a lot of people that used to sell Cincy. So I'm working, like, I try to get I talk to at least 3 to 4 people a day about reinstating for free, or have 3 to 4 conversations of joining with them. Like, out of the parties I have going right now, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6 parties going on right now, and out of the 6, I've already got 3 people. One already reinstated. She was a before sponsor, and now these other 2 ladies are talking about, if their party does decent, even at $200, they want to sign up. And I'm like, okay, we'll flip the party. But I can sponsor all day long, but it comes with people like this that are just like, I'm done. And I'm like, I don't want to be that pushy person that's like, no, you're not done. You know what I mean? Like, I say that, but but there's nothing more I can say besides, I'm here for you, if you need me, no matter what, because I can't pick their kid up and work and make them work. So yeah, I need help retaining them big time.
Yeah. Okay. We'll definitely hit on that next week. And the retaining part is something I think is really huge. So Tiffany and I'll brainstorm this week, and then next Thursday night we'll talk about how we can get them and we can retain them and different things. And I think that is the key. Honestly, that is the key. But you can't make somebody work. So that you have to keep that in your mind. As bad as we want it for them, and as bad as we can taste it for them, you absolutely can't make somebody work. That's already done, and it's something going on in their life, their health, their family's health. We don't know what their circumstances are, but all we can do is be there for them, encourage them, and just tell them that if they need us, we're there, and give them that season to deal with it.
I will say, like, that's one thing I learned from Michelle, because I was sponsoring really good, but I wasn't understanding like the seasons that they were going through. And I watched Michelle, because Michelle's really good at this. Michelle's good at loving her team really hard no matter the situation. So I watched Michelle, and then I started copying what she was doing with her front line when it came to that. And like just loving them, and no matter what, just letting them know like you were there for them as a person. And even if they did go inactive, I've had a lot that's came back. And now they're promoting to like lead and stars. So I think it's really important to like follow Michelle in that aspect and be like, no matter what you're going through, I'm going to love you as a human being. I'm going to continue to follow up with you even outside of Cincy. I'm going to continue to make sure that your life is okay. And if you ever want to give this shot again, like, I'm going to be here and I'm going to have your back no matter what.
Yeah, absolutely. That's how you build a good foundation, and that's how you build a good, strong team. If you love on them and work with them, they're totally going to work for you.
I actually have like a lot of customers. Like I have like 2 or 3 of my party hosts right now. Like I feel like for me, like a lot of the people that are wanting to sign up, the reason that they do want to sign up and they consider it is because I have people tell me all the time, like, I just love you. Like, you're so sweet. You're so fun. Like, I love how you do your parties. Like, you do such a good job. Like, you make it look so easy. Like, there's people, like, I have 3 people right now. They're like, I did a incentive at one point for people to do a party, and it was like a minifan and a scent pod, and I sent it to them for free because I got it under my one party. Like I got them free. I didn't really pay much for them. And they're like, I'll do it, thanks for the incentive, but I don't know how well my party's going to do. And they literally have all been qualifying this month. And I told them, I was like, look, I'm really glad that you did this. Like now you get your free Scentsy. Like I told them, I said, I will do everything possible for you to try and get your party to qualify. Like if you really make, even if it's just your customers, like if you make them feel like they're important and like they're a part of your life, like that's what my one host, she's like, you're so sweet, like I love talking to you. Like we have like daily conversations, like daily. She literally announced to her whole party, she's like, guys, come to this party, like Ashley's so much fun, like please come, like you're gonna have fun. Like she is a hoot. And like we started talking, like this is kind of gross, guys, but I have a lot of people who like have they're like rural style lifestyle. Like they are like all about farming, like they have their own cows. Like we got on the subject somehow of like talking about sticking our arms up cows' butts. And I don't even know how it got to that point, but we had like the most fun talking about it. Like such a strange subject. But if you turn like a strange thing into something funny and you keep it going funny, or whatever, just make it fun. Make people realize like consulting isn't all hard, and you get to meet so many people and you get to do so much with it, and tell them how good you're treated. Like that's what I tell them all the time. Like, guys, this is all the stuff that I won for signing up, and I've only been doing this for 3 months, and this is what I got, and this is how good Scentsy treats me. Like that's another thing that I do all the time for trying to recruit people. And I don't know. I think the thing, like I had one person, they're like, all I want to do is sign up so I can get free shipping. I'm like, that's not how it works. I'm like, you don't just get free shipping because you're a consultant. I'm like, the way you get it is by working to get it. And they're like, oh, well, I don't want to sign up anymore. I'm like, well, sorry, like.
But they need to know that. You can't just like do that if somebody wants to sign up, you need to know that. And Sandra saying she's having the best month she's had, but she was just saying how discouraged she was. So you never know what people are going through. It's just people's season whenever they're ready.
Are we on a certain topic right now?
We were talking about organization, and that came along with talking about your customers and keeping up with them and different stuff like that. So, but we can talk about what you want to. Let's hang out.
We're hanging.
So I guess I have a question. I tried downloading the PDF and reading it, but for some reason it just kept coming up blank. So as of right now, I believe, certified consultant. Now,
You're
when I go,
lead.
I'm lead?
Is this Jackie talking?
No.
No.
Oh,
This is
JK, you're not lead. Sorry, my bad.
Randy.
Oops, I'll mute.
Dreams crushed.
Sorry.
So if I go to my workstation, it says what my PRV is, and then I go over to earn promotion. And it says my PRV is 787, my GWV is 590 out of 1,000. What is the difference in those two numbers?
Group
What's the
whole value.
Gross
GWV, I guess?
wholesale value.
Your GWV is your group whole value, where
Mhm.
everyone in your group, that whatever they make, it goes into that little section.
Mhm.
And your PRV is your own, but you make a percentage off of your group whole value. So say like everyone, you reach your like 1,000 or however much it is on that GWV, you will make like whatever you are, if you're certified or if you're lead, you will make a certain percentage off of that GWV, and you will make an extra percentage off of your PRV, and you'll get more percentage as you get more people and more people signed up, and a higher GWV is pretty much like.
But I don't have anybody
basic.
underneath me, so if I hit that 1,000, will that promote me to lead?
You have to have at least one active frontline to be a lead, and then once you get more people, you'll have more GWV that you have to enclose on that circle. So once you start getting teamies under you, you will start getting a bigger GWV, and you will also get more circles that you'll have to fill in. So you get to be a director. You will have, I think it's 2 circles, I believe, and one is a GWV, and the other one
The
I
other
think
one is for TWV. So when you promote to director, you're going to have a TWV and a GWV. But for right now, if you are certified, is she certified, Tiffany? So for right now, you're certified. So the GWV is actually going to be 75% of $1 of your sales. So
Okay.
your PRV is dollar for dollar, and your GWV and your TWV is 75% of that $1. So that's where the difference comes in whenever you have those. And once you become a director, then your numbers break off whenever you get directors underneath you. But we can talk more about that later on. But right now, you're just shooting to get, if your next goal is to be lead. So you want to recruit one person and get that person active, and then you guys both get to 1,000 together, working together, GWV. So
Now,
Sandra,
does
who's
that
your
refresh
sponsor?
each month?
Yes,
Yes.
it does.
yes.
My sponsor joined like 3 weeks before I joined,
Who is it?
Mindy Ramo.
Okay.
Yeah, she's not very active on the group and stuff, but she's doing really well.
Yeah. Trying to think
But I
who
think
your.
she
I'm
has
trying
like
to
all
think
the
which
same
of your big
questions as
leaders.
I do and everything, you know.
Yeah, no. Thank you for being on. This is stuff you need to know. This is why we have this stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's honestly.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, guys.
So now there's no way to promote to lead without having somebody underneath you.
Yeah,
Yes.
frontline is like key. Like that's one
Okay.
thing I learned, like the first thing. Like if you don't have frontline, and that's why they always say you have to constantly be like trying to sign people up, because the more people you have, the more you promote. So the bigger your team, the better your pay, the better, the more money, basically the better your paycheck, I guess you could say. But you also have to constantly work. Just because you're a director, it doesn't mean that you can sit back and just collect off your team, because like we were saying, you could have people who join and then they decide, well, I'm not going to do this anymore. And if you're not constantly sponsoring, then you're going to, like Michelle said, you're going to lose your business. So in the end, it's work all the time. And that's the one thing I think I like the best about Sensi, is they're very fair that way. And honestly though, the one thing that's nice whenever you do become a director, if you can get there, and if you get enough Sensi clubs or enough repeat customers, which repeat customers in Sensi Club are really important too for when you first sign up. That's one thing that I hit really hard on when I first joined is Sensi Club. because those will be repeat PRV that you can get every month, every 2 or every 3 months. And you'll have that constant hit of, this is how much I'm making every so often. And if you can make 500 every month, and say you have the team built to be a director, you will be set to be a director every month if you can hit 500, at least 500 every month. The more you make on your own PRV, the better.
We all go back to the same, Sandra. And you're actually on my team. I'm trying to find out who you belong to. We all go back.
I listened to pulling this report on my report station. I was like, I do not see her.
She's on mine. She is actually under Jessica and Kimberly and Anna. No, but we all go back to the same, no matter what we are on the first of every month, no matter if you're a superstar director or anything, we all go back to the same certified consultant, and we work our business to achieve our paid at title. So a lot of times you'll see on Scented Shells where I talk about people being paid at title and different things like that. That's what that means. You're paid at your specific title. So right now you are a lead consultant. So you actually have somebody on your team that you have sponsored. So you've already hit lead. So your next thing that you're looking for.
I'm only certified right now on my workstation, and it says my next promotion is lead.
Oh no, you hit lead last month evidently, because it won't update till tomorrow whenever pay runs. So whenever pay runs, that's when all the new titles show up and all of that good stuff. But you're showing up for me as a lead consultant.
But I haven't had anybody sign underneath me.
Sorry, I'm looking at Mindy. Sorry, looking up.
Guys, you're doing
this poor girl.
Second time we've done
This
that.
is the second time we've done this to her tonight.
All right, give me 1 second. Okay, look now.
Good thing I work in a hospital if I have a heart attack.
No, sorry, that's my bad. All right, let me do this again.
She's meant to be lead. That's all.
This is like your side. It's gonna happen this month.
I am claiming that for you this month. So, all right. I'm going to see where you are. So hold on.
Wait, Sandra, I think I've been talking to you in Messenger about, and you work late, and then me and her have been trying to get together. I think it's you that I've been talking to, Sandra. Yeah, and she was like, "Sorry, I work late."
Yeah.
No, she was like, "But on your break," and we've been trying to get together because I was going to tell her like how I go about sponsoring, because you have somebody that wants to join with you, right?
Yeah, she's been a little back and forth, and the last time I messaged her, she left me on red. So I'm waiting to see. I'm just gonna try to keep kind of the communication going.
Do you have a kid available?
Do I have? What do you mean?
Like, do you have a qualifying party that's for you?
Yeah, those are.
You have to host awards away. Oh, I thought she was saying yeah.
I have 2 qualifying parties right now that I could definitely get one from.
Yeah, so offer it to her discounted, so her kit's automatically $39.
Yep. Okay. Of the month.
Just say like, hey girl, like I got a kit open for $39.
Okay, well, see what I was thinking, like what happened when I joined, this is all like what I know is that I had like a launch party, and what I ended up doing under Mindy was like selling to everybody I knew. So then when I joined, like my party was like $1,400 or $1,700. When I joined, everybody had just ordered. So then it took me a while to get my, get sales going. But like I said, this month I'm doing pretty good.
You're doing very good.
You're doing amazing.
Yes.
Constantly build people. Yep.
Yes, your PRV is killer for day 7. You're doing or day 8.
Shauna actually was like talking to me about that. Like we were actually talking back and forth. She's like, I can't remember all of the like technicalities, but she's like, this is how you have to do it.
I can't remember. This is how you do it. I'm telling you.
And another thing that will be good for you guys is like Shauna and Sandra have been hooking up and being accountability partners. Tiffany and I preach about this like big time. I know Caitlin and Kimberly now are accountability partners. Kimberly, like I said, she has to be at work at 4:30, so she wasn't on tonight. But you got to find that person that you can relate to, that's going to help you, that's going to literally talk to you every day about your business. You need that person, okay? You definitely need that person. And by having that accountability partner, you build that relationship where it totally becomes more than that. Like Tiffany is totally my person. I love her to death. I would do anything for her. And we talk about business every single day. This morning, she messaged me first thing 8 o'clock this morning and said, this is what I'm doing for my business today. Make sure you hold me accountable. So find those people that are going to mesh with you and, you know, that you guys are going, somebody's going to have to take the upper hand. That's like I was telling Caitlin. And if you want to have an accountability partner and a good one and start it from scratch. I didn't know Tiffany till I went to California, 3 years ago? It's been 3 years. Has it been 3
It
years?
was random rooming.
We were
I don't even talk to Tiffany
roommates.
every day, and she's
I
not here.
met her in Taco Bell in Los Angeles, California. Was the first time I laid eyes on her, and we roomed together at SFR. And I mean, it was, you know, it's just been, that's how it was, you know. And you have to put that foot forward and make that relationship last for an accountability partner. And you can't depend on somebody else to message you back. You have to be there front and center for each other. So make sure that you're doing that. But yeah, Sandra, you're doing amazing.
Last time too, like, don't worry about titles either. Title is just a title. Like, that doesn't mean
Take
anything.
it from me. I'm a star consultant right now, and I'm dying over here.
You're doing good, but you definitely need to have that accountability, and that person will help. I mean, tonight was about organization. That person will help keep you organized. Tiffany and I share our planner. We look at each other. We send pictures to each other. We know how that goes. I know Felicia and Sam are accountability partners. I mean, you got to have that person that knows you, that knows that I can sit there and snap a picture and send it to Tiffany and be like, look, this is what I'm doing. She sends me stuff of cards she's making all the time, and I send stuff back to her. You got to have that person to where you can actually talk to and communicate to. That's going to hold you accountable and keep you organized and help your business grow, because trust me, it does. It really does.
This team hangout, since I've been doing it, honestly, has helped me a lot. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I feel like I work my business from the time I get up till the time I go to bed. Right now I do, because I am trying to grow, you know what I mean? But since coming to these team hangouts and like just listening to y'all, I got to where I'm still working my business throughout the day, but I'm not killing myself from the time I wake up to the time I go to bed. Like it was getting to the point where my husband was like, "You're constantly on that phone. Like your face is never out of it."
Yeah, my husband gets mad about that.
That's
too.
what I'm like right now.
Yeah, and I'm like, but now that he's seeing, okay, I've made it to star where I only made it to lead last time. He's seeing a production, I guess, is even though it's slow growing, I am growing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that accountability does help. I've talked to Ashley some, and I've talked to Sandra, but me and Ashley talked to like, what was it, like 2 o'clock in the
morning? Like 3 o'clock in the morning, and like.
But we caught on the phone really late too, so. But it's that accountability partner does
3
help.
o'clock in the morning.
It was pre-order night. It was pre-order night. I swear it was pre-order night.
I was like, why are you?
We had holiday collection pre-orders, and like Sean is like, "Girl, did you get your pre-orders? Like, are you active?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, I'm active. Like, what about you?" And she's like, "Heck yeah, I am." And we were just like.
Well, we did the same thing. Tiffany and I and Anna and Jen were all up at the same time. So yeah. But
I got drunk, so it's okay.
Yeah.
This is how it amounted for all four of us. We were like, hey, up. About 10 minutes later, like, got them in. Good night.
Yeah, pretty much.
See, I work nights, so I was up for hours after pre-orders. That's why I always wait. Pre-orders are at 3, so I take my second and last break at 3, so it's like perfect timing.
There you
Look
go.
at you.
And look at all your dedication. You're literally at work and you're like on the team hangout. I love that.
I know. I had you in my pocket for like the first 10 minutes, so I was like, people are talking to me. I'm like muting, and I'm like, hold on a second.
Yeah.
Right.
That takes dedication. There you go. You want to know?
But there's one really good-looking doctor that I just had to pause you guys and.
I understand.
You know what, girl? You go ahead.
Get it, girl.
We're not judging.
Okay. Well, we're about 10:15. That's 15 minutes after my bedtime. So next week we're going to do sponsoring and retaining. Tiffany, will you write that down? Sponsoring,
got you.
sponsoring and retaining, and y'all tell your peeps
Good
to come
job.
here. I mean, literally, go on the
I
team
try.
and tell them, you know, what they're missing. You know, this is a really good thing, and I love having the 2 teams. I love, you know, I shouted out Jackie so hard last month whenever she hit lead. I was
Mhm.
so proud of her. And I love the way we mesh and everything. And our featured guest, Felicia over there. That's so exciting.
Right?
I know, so exciting. But yeah, next
I
week.
do think that we can tell a difference with you guys. Like we can tell a difference in the numbers since we've started these.
Yeah, the ones that show up are the ones that we can tell.
Yeah.
Whenever you
100%.
show up, that shows your dedication to your work, and I mean, you can definitely.
I
tell.
was freaking out this month because I'm only where I'm at, and it's what, the 8th or 9th, and my husband was like, "It's only the 8th or 9th. You'll get to your 1,000. Just chill out." And I was like, "No, you don't understand."
You will.
So,
You
I
will.
wanted 500 by the 4th. Otherwise, this isn't going to. Yeah, no, I
there we go.
know.
Yep. See,
Michelle, that PRV training that we did.
Yeah, Sandra is like way up there. Sandra's knocking on my door, so there you go. I got to get my butt in gear. So
yeah.
absolutely. But we will see you guys next week. Oh, let me stop the
Good
recording.
night.